Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are stepping right into the ring for a technical showdown. And this one is quietly shaping the cost and, the speed of the AI you use every single day. It is a four-way battle between data formats, and believe me, the stakes have never been higher.
All right, so here's our fight card. First, we're going to set the stage, the arena where this whole battle is taking place. Then we'll meet our four contenders, put them through a couple of really tough rounds, and wrap it all up with a final showdown to see who gets crowned champion for the age of AI.
So, first up, the new arena. Let's really understand the landscape here and figure out why a topic that sounds, super technical is suddenly a critical conversation for literally anyone interested in artificial intelligence.
While it really all comes down to one thing, the explosive rise of large language models, or LLMs. Just think about it for a second. Every single time an AI processes information, it's reading structured data. And the more complicated or, wordy that data is, the more time it takes and the more money it costs to run. So getting this choice right, it directly impacts the speed, the accuracy, and the cost of AI itself. It's a huge deal.
Okay, now for the fun part. Let's introduce the contenders. Each one is stepping into the ring with a totally unique history and a completely different fighting style. This is the tale of the tape for our four fighters.
In the first corner, we've got the original champion, XML, the classic heavyweight. You gotta think of this one as the foundational fighter, the one that set the rules for structured data on the web for decades. It is built like a tank, with a heavy emphasis on rules and validation.
Now, its power for enforcing these really strict data rules, well, it comes at a price. XML is just incredibly wordy. It uses opening and closing tags for absolutely everything, which makes it a true heavyweight for both humans and machines to try and handle.
Next up, the challenger that completely took the world by storm, JSON, the lightweight champion. JSON became the absolute undisputed standard for modern web applications because it's fast, it's nimble, and honestly, it's just easy to work with.
Simplicity is really JSON's superpower. It's ridiculously easy for computers to read, and it's supported almost everywhere. The trade-off, though, for all that beautiful simplicity is a lack of extra features, like, say, the ability to just add comments right into the data itself.
Okay, let's move to our next challenger, YAML. This one enters the fight with a laser focus on one thing and one thing only, making data easy for humans to read and write. It just throws out all the brackets and tags for clean, simple indentation.
When you look at it, it just feels like a simple outline or maybe a shopping list. But that minimalistic style, it can actually be its downfall. A single misplaced space can throw the whole thing off, making it surprisingly finicky for computers to deal with sometimes.
And finally, we have the newcomer, TOON. Now this is the purpose-built contender. It was designed from the ground up for the modern era of AI. It's basically here to solve the very specific problems that LLMs are facing right now. Think of TOON as a specialized athlete, right? It's designed for one specific event, maximum LLM efficiency. It tries to combine the readability of YAML with the conciseness of JSON, really aiming for the best of both worlds. So what's its weakness? Well, as the new kid on the block, it's still building its reputation. It's just not widely used. Yet.
All right, with our fighters introduced, let the battle begin. Ding ding, round one is all about pure, simple readability. Which format is the least likely to give a human being a headache just from looking at it?
You don't even need to be a programmer to see the difference here. On the one hand, XML is just a sea of brackets and repetitive tags. Meanwhile, YAML is so clean, it almost looks like a simple note you type up. For human readability, YAML takes this round by a total knockout. It's not even close.
On to round two, the verbosity challenge. See, in the world of LLMs, every single character costs time and money to process. So the question is, which format is the leanest, most efficient fighter in the ring?
This chart, wow, it tells the entire story of efficiency. To represent the exact same piece of information, XML is the absolute heavyweight, requiring the most characters by far. JSON cuts that down significantly, and YAML is even leaner. But the clear winner, the one engineered for maximum compactness, is our newcomer, TOON.
And now it's time for the final showdown. We're going to bring everything together and score our contenders on the criteria that matter most when you're actually working with these large language models. Okay, so think of this table as the final judge's scorecard.
you can see YAML and TOON clearly win on human readability. For machine parsability, that's how easily a computer can read the data. JSON's universal simplicity makes it a champion. XML is the only one with excellent schema support, meaning it has this powerful, built-in way to enforce super strict data rules. But when it comes to LLM friendliness, that perfect sweet spot of being both readable and concise, TOON really shines.
So, who is the ultimate champion? Well, the judge's decision might actually surprise you a little bit. There is no single winner.
At the end of the day, the best format depends entirely on the fight you're in. If you need ironclad, bulletproof data validation for big enterprise systems, the old heavyweight XML is still your champ. For web APIs where everybody just needs to speak the same language, JSON is the undisputed king. If you're writing configuration files that actual humans need to read and edit, you gotta choose YAML. But if your goal is pure, unadulterated efficiency for an LLM, the newcomer TOON is the champion you should be looking at.
And that brings us to our final thought. The world of AI is moving at an incredible speed. We have our contenders for today, but this battle is so far from over. Will one of these formats evolve and just dominate everything? Or is there a fifth contender out there, somewhere, just waiting for its moment to enter the ring and change the game completely? The fight continues.